Anyway, how you doing? Hello, see you folks. Sorry for the technical difficulties that I've been having on my live streams lately. I'm here now. I'm going to talk about some things. This is Saving by the Numbers, week 24. I think I'm in the right week. Um, Let me stop with the because I know people have been hating that. What's up, Granny Monster? I hope everything was good with your trip, YouTubery, everything like that. Let me get into this right quick. I don't have a whole bunch of time. Saving money is hard. I get it. I'm here to talk about the distractions and the obstacles that are in the way. Usually, it's really like that. You know, sometimes you want to save up for a vacation. Sometimes you want to save up for bills and things of that nature. Shout out to you, Victory Leo. Thank you for coming through. And it's not always easy because sometimes you may have unforeseen circumstances that befall us all. To the point where you just want to save a dollar, you just want to put money to the side. But I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be ignorant of the fact that people go through things, and some people struggle with just the habit of putting money to the side. And one of the things I think it is, yeah, it was good. I was glad to go. Yeah, Granny, it's always good to have you back around. Welcome back from YouTubery. Shout out to all the people that went to YouTubery. But back to what I was saying. Um, it's a situation where I think you have to be realistic with yourself about what's going on, about really, whether or not it's the appropriate time for you to save money if you could put stuff together, put stuff to the side. What's up, Thomas Jordan? Appreciate you for coming through. Well, this is really me acknowledging the fact that I've heard many people talk to me in private, in public, off to the side, sidebar conversations about how difficult it is to save money. And I'm acknowledging that. I really am acknowledging that. And I think one of the ways to combat saving money is, even if it's a dollar at a time, you put the smallest amount of a time away that you can. Because I had a conversation recently with my brother and a friend. And what I told him was, if you're going to save money, if you're going to put money to the side, because it's hard for a lot of people, because we got bills, you got expenses that come up, you have medical things that go down. Sometimes you just get distracted. Sometimes you may want to take your girlfriend or your boyfriend, significant other, side chick out, and you may want to, spend and splurge. Or sometimes you just forget. There's times I was supposed to save money and I just forgot to save money. Things happen. Sometimes you just get distracted. Sometimes you just want to go live your life. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about, saving for retirement. You don't care about that. Some people are caught up in the now, which is nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, if you have things that you want to do, you have things that you want to accomplish, you have to know that sometimes all you have is the money that you make. All you have is the little income that you can, gather from, what it is that you do. And my thing is to be realistic. I tell people the easiest way to save money is to take money that you don't need, to take money that you could I rarely get distracted. That's funny. That's funny, Grady Monster. I caught the joke. The easiest way to save money, I could tell people to save money, is to take the smallest amount of money that you have, that you won't miss, that you can afford to lose, And even if you had, some place to save it or put it in a cup, a jar, somewhere you could tuck it away or whatever the case may be, that would be the easiest way to save money. The easiest way to save money is to put away money slowly but surely that you're not going to miss. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people. They think this is the most complicated thing in the world. The hardest part about saving money is not saving the money itself. It's actually pretty easy to save money, but as the saying goes, what's easy to do is easy not to do. It's easy to say, hey, I don't have a dollar to put away. Even if you're the poorest of the poor, the brokest of the broke, you have a dollar, you have 10 cents, you have a quarter, you know what I'm saying? Get to a very trusted pal with instructions. Don't let me near. This also works. Yes, I agree with you, Granny. You can also give it to a trusted partner, a trusted pal, like she said. And you can say, don't give this to me, with instructions. Don't give me this money until it reaches a certain amount. That better be a very trusted pal, because they may, walk off if you ever owe them some money. But that's what that is. And is a stigma to it. It's so many people, because I've heard it from people that have made much more money than me. I've heard it from people who have houses and cars and all kind of, vacation homes, and, maybe you rented a yacht somewhere, telling me you can't save money. It's not, it's more of a mindset, if you ask me. It's more of a way of thinking. If you condition your way to think, that you can save money, then you will. It's almost, in line with the self-fulfilling prophecy, which I won't go into too much into this video. But if you go into the self-fulfilling prophecy, it tells you, that, whatever you allow yourself to believe, whatever you think that you can do, you will be able to do eventually at some point. Or if you feel like you can't do it, then you won't be able to do it. So I tell people, if you feel like you can't save money, if you feel like you can't put money to the side, if you feel, not the reality of it all, if you feel like you can't put money to the side, if you feel like you can't, just save up a couple of dollars and see how it works out and do those particular things, thank you, Thomas Jordan, then it won't happen. But again, like I said with me, I've just been taking a little bit of amounts, this is $7 June, so taking $7 in the month of June, so just simple, taking it, putting it to the side. I don't think about it, because $7 is not going to break me. $7 is not going to hurt me. Even if it's $8, it's $10, it's $20. The thing is for you is to figure out what that amount is that's not going to break you to put to the side each month, or each week, or each day. If it's $1 a day, you could do $1 a day. If it's $1 a week, you do $1 a week. If it's $1 a month, you do $1 a month. Some people say, well, that's a slow way of going. But I tell you this, when you look at it from the beginning to the end, if you have more money, then at least you have more money in your pocket than you did when you started. And then the biggest thing, like I tell people, when you save the money shouldn't be saved just so you have it. And I say, okay, well, I saved up $1,000 and now I have $1,000. The question is, what do you do with it? You could begin to learn that you have options. You could begin to sit down with your banker. You could sit down with a financial advisor. People may think that you need a whole bunch of money to sit down with a financial advisor or somebody to sit down with, to begin to invest your money. Lo and behold, listen, you could have $500. You got $300. You could have $20. There's always going to be somebody out there to try to tell you how to spend your money. You just want to go to the right people, to the smartest people that'll tell you how to invest your money. Slow to know they're still going to keep aside something so there's more than zero. Yeah, I agree with you, Granny. When you put something to the side, having something is better than having nothing. And I see too many people who are afraid of losing out. And it reminded me of a great point, Granny. I'm glad you brought that up. There's so many people who are afraid to save money because they're afraid of losing out. They're afraid that if I save that money, I won't be able to spend it on this. Or if I save this money, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to spend it on something else. Because there's people who will save money. I know people who are pretty good at saving money. But then as soon as an emergency happens or as soon as somebody asks them for money, that hard-earned money that they saved, that they put to the side, now all of a sudden is going to somebody, who will be okay, who will be all right. Now, if it's not an emergency, if it's not a dire straits where you're going to die if I don't give you this $20 or you're going to be, out of sorts, if this is not bail money, I'm not trying to get you out of prison. I'm not paying for a medical expense. I shouldn't be rushing to go give you my money. I shouldn't be rushing to go give you something that, I worked for, that I scrimped and saved for, scrimped and saved for, to better myself or better my situation, whatever that may be. So like I said, it is about priorities. It is about thinking. It is about the way that you present yourself. It is about a mindset. It is about a belief that if I'm putting this money to the side for a particular purpose, that if I go through the process, that I'll be able to, achieve that goal of actually, saving this money, of actually, conquering the beast of being broke, whatever that is that you're trying to do. Because so many people don't realize that the reason we don't save money, the reason we don't know about our money, people are not financially literate as they should be, is because people are intimidated by money. You're intimidated by saving money. You're intimidated by putting it to the side. You're saying, okay, if I put that money to the side, I may be hindered here because I need that money, or I don't know how to put money to the side because I may go out and spend that money. And that is about changing the way of thinking. And how you change your way of thinking is about changing your habits. And I'll tell people to start off slow. You know, like I said, I'm saving $7 in the month of June. I saved $8 in the month of May. You know, and I started off with, what did we start off with? I forgot why I started off with. Basically, I started off with a certain amount, and I went down. And I went down. I'm going down to $1 in December. But the point is that I've been saving money, and towards the end, I'll get into it, and I'll show you basically some of the things that I'm going to do with it, or some of my options, and we spread it out and go from there. Because this is not me just putting money on camera or doing little videos and playing music at the beginning and just saying it, you know, just to, you know, make myself feel good. Let me see what Granny Monster was saying. My mother used to sock away $2 every time I cooked for her at home. End up a couple of months, she'd give it to me, and she called it the tip jar. Well, listen, I would love to have a tip jar too, but that's actually, your mother was very wise to do that, you know, and that's something that you could do. You could have a tip jar, you know, you could have a swear jar. Every time you curse, you know, maybe you throw some money in a jar or something like that. You could have a situation where you start off with a simple amount. I want people, if you get nothing else out of this, I want people to begin to get into the practice of saving money and putting it to the side and believing that, you know what, you can use your money for something that's fruitful. You don't have to, because we spend our money on so many things that we don't need. You know, we spend our money on so many things. Yeah, swear jar, you know. You see red, right? Right, Grandmaster. Yeah, I mean, I think we all need a swear jar, you know. I mean, mine would be empty, you know. Anyway, that's another story. We're going to leave that alone. Just in case you're watching Moms of an Angel. That's, anyway, yeah, moving right along. I mean, it's not hard. I think people make it hard because they kind of internalize it. They kind of, you know, intellectualize it. What's going on, Yas Poet? Peace to you, my brother. You know, sometimes people intellectualize or philosophize or make it harder than it is. If I'll make it very simple for you. If you have $1 today, right, and you put it to the side, and you have $1 next week and you put it to the side, and you keep doing that, eventually you'll have some more money than what you had in your pocket. Now, the tricky part is being able to not touch your money, to leave that to the side and not being tempted to say, okay, well, now I have $20 or now I have $30. Let me go out and buy that new shirt, or let me go to see the latest Avengers movie, or let me go take the girlfriend or the boyfriend out, or my kid want a brand new toy or something. You have to really begin to see to yourself that, hey, you know, understand the power of compound interest, understand the power of accumulative, you know, wealth, you know, over time. You know, people say, you know, slow growth, you know, is better than no growth, which is true. Some people say, you know, if it's slow growth, you know, why should I waste my time? I want something a little bit faster. I tell people when it comes to saving money, you start where you are and you be realistic about what you have. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people have in their bank account. I remember I was in Midtown one day and I was coming out of TD Bank. I was checking my bank account and I looked on the floor and I saw somebody else's receipt on the floor and it said it had $120,000 in their bank account. And that was crazy to me, you know. But again, I start where I am. You know, I don't worry about the fact that this person has $120,000 in their bank account, you know, and they just leave the receipt laying on the floor. Listen, I start where I'm at. I be realistic with myself. I save what I can. I know it's not a whole lot, but it adds up. And once it adds up, you begin to look at what your options are, and you begin to see that you can do some things. Don't believe that because you start off with a little bit that you can't end up with a lot, that you can't end up doing some things, that you can't end up in a better situation, you know, because it is possible. It is possible when you're saving money, you know, to accumulate. And some people have said maybe they don't want to save money. They want to enjoy it now. If you don't want to get into saving money, if this is not something that you care about, if you're not worried about emergencies and stuff happening and you got it all figured out and you make enough money, you know, to, you know, comfortably live and do what it is you do, then that's on you. But I say anybody and everybody can benefit from putting a little bit of money to the side and just saving for a rainy day, saving for emergencies. Maybe you have grandchildren. Maybe you have somebody you want to leave something, in a will to, So, it's different options. And I tell people, don't just dismiss it because it seems hard. Money don't buy happiness, said no person ever. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a whole other thing right there. Well, we don't need the money to buy happiness, but at the same time, money is a tool, just like anything else, just like this stapler, money is a tool, so learn to use that tool. Learn to be literate. Learn to sit down with your banker. Learn to sit down with your tax professional. Learn to sit down with a financial advisor. Learn to sit down with somebody that could truly help you, understand what it is that you could do with your money, no matter how little, no matter how great it is. Every dollar counts. Every dollar counts. And on that note, I appreciate you folks for listening. Thank you for coming to this live stream. I don't know if I'm going to go live on this subject next week, but I will be around. Sorry for the technical difficulties on my live stream. And, don't be afraid to save money. I'll be along on the journey with you, for now. And I'll catch you later. As always, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. I think that was a good live stream.